I'm going to go for a minute here, Zach, because I'm going to be honest with you, dude. Like, Aaron Glenn dancing up and down the sideline after the Will McDonald kick return, that doesn't punt return, punt block, that doesn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. I don't care about the clapping that much after the game. But going into this season, dude, it was finally supposed to be about not saying it anymore. It was finally going to be about doing it because ever since I've been covering this Jets team, I've heard and they've said all of the right things about it's going to be different this time. We're not the same old Jets. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. It's going to be different. And guess what? It never is different. So I know Aaron Glenn might not know what the same old Jets are, so I'll give him a clue. What happened in that game yesterday, that was the same old Jets because I've covered that game a dozen times throughout my career. You know what that game looked a lot like? The Jets-Patriots game a year ago where they lost the game they shouldn't. The Jets-Colts game a year ago. The Jets-Vikings game a year ago. The Chiefs game 2 years ago. Countless games under Adam Gase. Countless games over Todd Bowles, who is now on the other sideline. This is what the Jets do. They come out lackluster. They come out lifeless. They fall behind. They can sometimes crawl themselves back, but in the end, they lose. That Will McDonald play should have been one of the greatest moments in recent memory for this team. And what happened afterwards? You watched Baker Mayfield walk right on down the field because this defense is a disaster, and it cost the Jets a game. Their in-game decision-making cost this team again, like going for it on 4th and 12 and throwing a 9-yard pass. The penalties, egregious penalties, the penalty, like the one on Will McDonald and the Arian Smith procedural stuff. All this stuff is supposed to be gone because the Jets have said it's gone. Guess what? It's not because they keep doing it, and it's costing them again. And I don't want to hear it anymore. I said it going into this year. Show me. Finally, show me you are different. They're not showing me they're any different. They look like the same team they've been the last couple of years, and it is so frustrating to hear that. We're not the same old Jets. Dude, you look like it.
Hey Connor, how's it going? It's good to see you, buddy.
Good, man. Good. And I wasn't even sunny. I wasn't in sunny Tampa. You were, so that was probably
it was
why I
very it
mentioned
was
it. I
very
was feeling
sunny.
like,
Look, I guess we're addressing that right off the top. So I'll say I agree with you. Like they never just stop saying it out loud, honestly. Like because Saleh fell into that trap all the time. How he hated that so much. I think my
they
favorite
all
part of
hate
that
it. They don't
quote
do anything to change it.
My favorite part of that quote is Aaron Glenn saying, "I hate that. I don't know what that is, but we're not that." Like, so you do know what it is. You don't have to pretend like you don't know what it is. Um, Look, like to your point, yeah, like they need to prove that they're not the same old Jets. I don't blame. I know Aaron Glenn maybe got some criticism for being overly positive. We fought hard to the end. No moral victories, but we can have stuff to like. I don't blame him at all for that. This is a young team that's 0-3. They need something to build on. They clearly are not a team that's going to compete for the playoffs. They said they're going to, when this group was hired, they said they wanted to win and they wanted to win now. That's not true. They're not going to win now. This is not a team that's built to win right now because when you lose Jermaine Johnson and you know, you lose Josh Reynolds, that shouldn't deplete your roster to the way that it has. And so they're not ready to compete in the way that they need to be. Aaron Glenn is coming in here as someone who hasn't been here for the last 14 years. You have been here for most of them. I've only been here for a few. Most of this beat has been there for most of it. This fan base has been there since long before this 14-year stretch. So they've dealt with all the coaches saying this isn't an instant coffee situation. This isn't the same old Jets. We're different. We're different. We're different. They fought to the end. We just have to fix, this mistake or that mistake. We just have to fix this. We have to like it's verbatim. It's verbatim the things that we've been hearing for so long. And to your point, I'm tired of hearing the same stuff every week. More than that, I'm tired of watching bad football. So
Yeah, well,
I'd like some good football.
they didn't fight till the end, Zach, because if they fought
Yeah.
till the end, they wouldn't have been the hole that they had to dig themselves out of in the fourth quarter. And no spoiler alert, they were aided by Todd Bowles, who completely called the dogs back, and we'll get to that later on in the show. But that's why the Jets were able to get back in this thing. Yeah, give them credit for not going belly up and just kneeing the ball and basically doing what they did a week ago against the Buffalo Bills. But this was a team that from the first and second and third quarter were horrific and awful on, I guess defense kind of held their own at different points, really aided just by Tampa Bay penalties. But it was just a bad game that because the Buccaneers basically thought they had it, allowed the Jets get to back into it.